Well, they say time was not on their side, so they had to act. Police in Aurora, Colorado made a split-second decision. They stopped every car and put in handcuffs every adult in those cars at an intersection. Police say they had no description of the suspects that just robbed a bank, and by stopping everyone, they did not discriminate. Have a listen.
That's why my understanding from the description of how we handled the tactics at the scene was that was extremely well done. The law is clear that investigative detentions are lawful for a reasonable period of time.
The law is clear. Is it? Tell that to the judge. And Napolitano, good morning.
Hi, Bill.
The law is clear. You can pull people over, stop them, search their car,
No,
put them in handcuffs without cause. What's up?
The law is clear that the government requires what's called articulable suspicion about each person stopped, meaning you can't be stopped because of your race or your gender or where you are or what you're doing. You can only be stopped if the police can articulate, can state some suspicion about you, and that can only be for a brief period of time in public when they ask you questions and you give answers. This was not a stop. These were arrests. An arrest is defined as using a restraint or force to keep someone against their will. So pulling people out of their cars and putting handcuffs on them is beyond a temporary stop.
So you're arguing that this was not justified then?
Not at all. It wasn't justified under the federal Constitution, under federal law, under the Colorado Constitution, or under Colorado law.
So they screwed up.
They did, and it will cost them a great deal of money if these people file lawsuits. Yeah. Look, they have to follow the Constitution. I realized they were under a lot of pressure. I realized there was a madman loose. He had just robbed a bank. He had a gun in his hand, and he was probably willing to use the gun. But we are a society of laws, and they have to follow the laws that regulate them when they protect our freedom and our safety, and they didn't do it.
It makes you wonder what else they're doing. I mean, come on. Well, you pull somebody over, you search their car, you put them in handcuffs. If there were children, I guess they were standing on the side of the road. They ridiculous and heavy-handed.
They actually created a very, very dangerous situation because among the people they stopped was the bad guy. So he now had as targets 30 or 40 innocent people sitting on the side of the road, handcuffed, unable to leave, unable to hide, unable to elude him. Handcuffed because the police put them there. This was an outrageous violation of constitutional rights, federal law, and state law.
Just one more point. I think they stopped 19 cars in total, and it was the 19th car where they found the guy. So in the end, they got their man, but to what end is something that is debatable.
We fought wars against governments who arrested groups of people until they got their person. We don't do